Imagine just for a moment that silence had a texture, not an emptiness, not a void, but something soft, almost cool to the touch, like a thin veil drifting across your skin. Now imagine that this veil is not from earth, not from wind or night or breath, but from somewhere far beyond the atmosphere, somewhere between the stars. That is where tonight's sleepy science narration begins, in the sound of empty space, in the gentle hush that surrounds entire galaxies. This is relaxing science disguised as starlight, dreamy science disguised as distance, a way for you to fall asleep to science while learning something true, something ancient, something quiet. You're lying there now, your breath settling, perhaps your body finding its favorite angle on the bed. And somewhere in the back of your thoughts is a question. How can the universe be so loud in images? Supernovae exploding, galaxies, spiraling stars collapsing, yet so impossibly silent in sound. The cosmos looks violent, bright, chaotic. But when we describe it, we call it silent. A contradiction that invites curiosity. A paradox that gently asks your mind to lean forward the way a child leans toward a lantern in the dark. That is where the emotional hook begins. A visual question that your brain cannot help but explore. What does silence sound like when silence is larger than the earth? And why? When people speak of the universe, do they talk about noise, the hum of radiation, the crackle of cosmic background signals, yet insist that space itself is quiet? Here is the first truth of our relaxing science journey. Space is silent because sound needs matter to move. On Earth, sound is simply vibration passing from one particle of air to the next. But in space, the particles are so sparse, sometimes just a handful per cubic centimeter, that there's nothing to carry a vibration. Imagine trying to whisper across a desert where each grain of sand is a kilometer apart. Your voice would go nowhere, not because you didn't speak, but because there is no bridge between what you say and what can be heard. Yet the universe isn't actually empty. There is always something drifting out there. Dust, plasma, rogue molecules, thin traces of hydrogen left from the early universe. Nothingness isn't truly nothing. It's more like a breath so stretched that it begins to resemble silence. This is where dreamy science meets poetic analogy. The universe doesn't make sound the way Earth does, but it still hums in its own language. radio waves, gamma bursts, gravitational ripples. They are not sound, but they are rhythm, pattern, pulse. If your ears were replaced with instruments, if your nerves could interpret the subatomic, you would find that the cosmos speaks constantly, endlessly. But for us, humans with lungs and eardrums and memories shaped by atmosphere, that cosmic conversation becomes the sound of silence. And maybe that's why you're here tonight, to fall asleep to science, to let sleepy science narration transform those vast scientific truths into soft images your dreaming mind can hold gently. So let's slow everything down now, as if turning down the dimmer switch of the universe itself. Picture a star, not a special star, not a famous one, just a single star in a quiet spiral arm of the Milky Way. It's burning hydrogen, releasing light, curving space around it. If you were close enough, you would feel the warmth of its radiation, but you would hear nothing, not the roar of nuclear fusion, not the crackle of solar storms. Even a star, a colossal furnace, big enough to melt physics into poetry, does its work in perfect silence. You might wonder, how can something so powerful be so quiet? And the answer is the same sound needs air. Stars burn in vacuum. Their violence travels as light, not as vibration. Their eruptions ride on waves of magnetism, not acoustic pressure. Space, in its silence, forces even the loudest phenomena to whisper in forms that our ears cannot detect. This silence, paradoxically, is what calms the mind. It's why this dreamy science story begins with stillness rather than spectacle. Because your brain, especially at night, doesn't want noise. It wants distance. It wants width. It wants something large enough to hold your thoughts without pressure. And nothing is wider than the quiet between galaxies. So take a slow breath now in and out, and let yourself drift a little bit closer to that silence. Let each inhale be a gentle gravitational pull, and each exhale the slow release of a distant orbit. In the language of sleepy science narration, this is how we trick the mind into rest. We give it something infinite, but soft, enormous, but quiet, scientific, but tender, the sound of empty space. Perhaps it's not really a sound at all, but a sensation, like stepping into a cathedral where the air is so motionless you can hear the weight of your own heartbeat. The universe is a cathedral of this kind, not made of stone, but of distances. Distances so large that vibration becomes impossible. distances so large that silence becomes the dominant element of existence. And yet, and here is the emotional presence of our story. You are not separate from that silence. You are made of atoms forged in stars. Your body contains the remnants of supernovae. Your neurons fire with the same forces that sculpt galaxies. When you lie here trying to fall asleep to science, you're not merely listening to a story. You're remembering something ancient, something cellular, something cosmic. The night continues. Maybe your mind travels this way too quietly, endlessly. Let the night widen a little more around you. Not darker, not heavier, just wider, as if space itself has gently placed a hand on the edge of your awareness and stretched it open by a few quiet centimeters. This is the moment when relaxing science becomes a soft cradle, when sleepy science narration turns your imagination into a telescope, and when dreamy science invites you to drift deeper into the universe without effort. You're still here lying in your room. Yet somehow, you're also floating in a place where Earth's sounds no longer matter. Maybe there's the distant hum of a refrigerator, or a car far away, or the tiny settling sounds of the house around you. But your mind is beginning to tune itself not to those noises, but to the absence of noise. You are preparing to fall asleep to science the way a leaf prepares to fall onto water, slowly, quietly, simply by surrendering to gravity. So let us step gently into the true context of our journey. What does empty space mean? Why does silence take on a different quality out there? Why is the universe not just quiet, but silently structured, shaped by forces you can't hear, but can sense in your bones? In astronomy, empty space isn't emptiness at all. Physicists call the vacuum low density, not nothingness. Even in the most remote regions between galaxies, there are stray atoms, maybe a handful in a cubic meter. To us, that seems empty. To the cosmos, it's just sparse. Imagine standing in the middle of a vast field with only a few blades of grass scattered miles apart. That is the intergalactic medium. It feels like nothing, but it is not nothing. Here is where our relaxing science story deepens. Silence isn't simply the absence of sound. It is the presence of distance. The universe is quiet, not because it has nothing to say, but because it speaks in wavelengths too wide for our biology. It speaks in infrared, microwave radio, ultraviolet X-rays, gamma bursts. It speaks in the slow vibrations of gravitational waves from colliding black holes. It speaks constantly, but like dreams, its voice is not in a language that ears can hear. As you breathe in and out, imagine each breath gently tuning you to that spectrum. Your mind doesn't need to understand the equations. It only needs to feel the scale. The earth beneath you is a spinning sphere wrapped in a thin membrane of air. Just above that silence begins, and above that silence expands. A silence so steady it can hold stars in its hands. But let's bring the science closer, make it more intimate, more human, more like the soft curiosity you might feel when touching the cool railing of a balcony at night and looking at the moon. The silence of space begins just 100 kilometers above sea level at the edge of the Kármán line. That's less than the distance many people drive to work in a day. You could start at your home, get into a car, and if the road simply extended upward in an hour, you'd reach the threshold where sound dies. There's something humbling about that, something tender, something that fits the tone of relaxing science. The idea that silence begins just beyond the sky you've always known. Above that line, air thins quickly. Your voice, your laughter, your sighs, your whispered wishes could not travel far. By the time you reached low orbit, your words would evaporate into nothing. Not because they weren't spoken, but because space has no way to carry them. When astronauts go on spacewalks, they are surrounded by absolute quiet. They hear only the internal hum of their suits, the fans, the oxygen circulation, the subtle machinery keeping them alive. If two astronauts tapped their helmets together, they'd hear it. But without touching, even if one shouted with all their strength, the other would hear nothing. And yet, astronauts often describe space as peaceful, not frightening. That is the emotional presence of this sleepy science. Narration. Silence in the right frame of mind isn't emptiness. It's a sanctuary. Let me give you a small micro story, something gentle, a reflection woven into science. When the Apollo astronauts orbited the far side of the moon, they lost communication with Earth for nearly an hour each orbit. No radio signal could reach them. They were quite literally on the dark side of silence. Michael Collins, the lone astronaut in the command module during Apollo 11, described that silence not as loneliness, but as contentment. For an hour, he floated in perfect stillness. Earth, hidden behind a moonlit curve, knowing that every sound he heard came from his own body and his own machine. He later wrote that he felt awash in tranquility. That is silence as space experiences it. That is silence as we bring it into dreamy science. Now allow yourself to drift a little deeper into that sensation. Whatever thoughts are lingering, small worries, small tasks, small echoes of the day, let them fade into the same widening distance. You're learning gently. You're drifting softly. You are letting the quiet of the cosmos enter your breath. And notice how the silence of space reframes your own silence. The quiet in your room, the quiet under your blanket, the quiet between heartbeats. It all feels different now, larger, more natural, more ancient. You are falling asleep to science without forcing sleep to come. You're letting it happen the way starlight travels, slowly, steadily, without sound. The night continues. Maybe your mind travels this way, too quietly, endlessly. Let your body sink a little further into stillness, as if gravity were smoothing out the last remaining creases in your muscles. In this quiet depth, relaxing science takes on its gentlest form, not as information to memorize, but as a feeling, a soft presence, an atmosphere that allows your thoughts to float the way dust floats in a beam of moonlight. You are here to fall asleep to science, but also to wander through it, to let sleepy science narration wrap around you like a slow-moving nebula. And so, part 3 begins with a door opening, not a physical door, but a door of perception into a few tiny micro-stories about the universe's silence. Imagine a place called the Bhutas Void, a region of space so vast and so empty that astronomers call it the Great Nothing. It stretches nearly 330 million light-years across, so wide that if the Milky Way were placed inside it, our galaxy would look like a grain of dust drifting in a dark cathedral. Inside the Bhutas Void, there are only a few scattered galaxies. The distances between them are unfathomable. If you stood on a planet inside one of those lonely systems, assuming life could even exist there, the night sky would be nearly blank. No dense clusters, no glowing rivers of stars, just a few faint points of light, and then a black canvas so deep that silence itself feels like a physical presence. This is not silence as absence, but silence as identity. Silence as environment. Silence as architecture. A silence so steady it becomes almost melodic. And now, imagine drifting past the void into a region full of galaxy clusters. Suddenly, the silence changes texture. It becomes warmer, denser, almost like velvet. Even though there's still almost no air, even though sound still cannot travel, this environment is not as empty. Here the vacuum glows faintly with cosmic microwave background radiation. These photons are ancient 13.8 billion years old. They've been traveling since the universe was a newborn. Their journey has been long, slow, uninterrupted. In a way, the cosmic microwave background is the oldest whisper in existence. But it is not a whisper your ears can hear. It's a whisper that instruments translate into color, into temperature, into delicate fluctuations that map the early universe. Dreamy science invites you to imagine these photons brushing lightly across your skin like ancient dust. Sleepy science narration invites you to picture them as tiny warm dots gently tapping on the surface of your awareness. Not noise, not sound, but presence. Let's drift now toward Saturn's rings. This is the opposite of emptiness, an environment full of ice rock and frozen dust swirling in thin, glittering bands. You might think the rings roar, or grind, or crackle. But in truth, they move through silence. And yet, if you placed a microphone inside the ring plane, not to record sound, but to measure vibrations, you would detect waves. Saturn's moons tug on the rings with their gravity, creating ripples that travel through the icy particles like waves on a quiet lake. Researchers sometimes convert these vibrations into audible sound, transforming gravitational movements into music. So the rings sing, but only after scientists translate the invisible into something our minds can hold. This is one of the beautiful paradoxes of relaxing science. The universe is silent, but full of motion, empty, but full of structure, quiet, but full of story. Nothingness is never nothing. It is simply a different kind of fullness. Now drift even deeper. Imagine the space just above the surface of a neutron star. Here, silence becomes so extreme, so absolute, that it bends reality. A neutron star is incredibly dense, so dense that a teaspoon of its material would weigh billions of tons. Its gravity is immense, its magnetism fierce. And yet, in the vacuum around it, there is no sound. Even the violent beams of radiation it emits, pulses that sweep across the universe like cosmic lighthouses, move without a single whisper. Astronomers call these objects pulsars. Their rhythm is perfect, steady, hypnotic. Some rotate multiple times per second. Some pulse so consistently that they function like clocks more precise than anything humans have ever built. If you could float safely near one, ignoring, of course, that you'd be vaporized instantly, the silence would be absolute, but the sense of vibration would be overwhelming, not on your skin, not in your ears, but in the space-time around you. This is where dreamy science reaches its most poetic form, a silent star that beats like a heart you can't hear, but can feel. Now, let the narration slow down, soften its edges, and return you to something closer, something more familiar. The space that lies just a few hundred miles above Earth. The space where satellites drift silently through darkness. They orbit with no wind resistance, no sound, no background noise. Each movement they make, even tiny bursts from their thrusters, is swallowed instantly by vacuum. And yet, just beyond that stillness, Earth rotates with all its weather, oceans, forests, rivers, storms, and the quiet breathing of billions of people. Down here, your world is full of sound. Up there, silence is a constant companion. This contrast is soothing. It reframes the noise of your own life. It helps your brain recognize that silence is not emptiness. It is a shift in environment, a shift in meaning, a shift in scale. And in that shift, your thoughts begin to quiet as well. So breathe now, in gently and out slowly. Let yourself drift into that special softness where sleepy science narration becomes something like a lullaby. Let each micro-story settle into your imagination, like stardust falling onto a calm lake. You are learning through stillness. You are resting through curiosity. You are falling asleep to science, not because you're trying to sleep, but because the universe is quietly inviting you to. The night continues. Maybe your mind travels this way too quietly, endlessly. Settle a little deeper. Let the bed cradle you, the way dark matter cradles galaxies, quietly, invisibly, but with a gentle firmness that reminds you you're held. Part 4 drifts in like a slow wave of starlight, carrying with it more relaxing science, more dreamy science, more of that sleepy science. Narration your mind is beginning to trust as it loosens its grip on the day. This is where science becomes texture. This is where silence becomes movement. Tonight, we follow the path of something that travels everywhere, yet says nothing light. Light is born in stars, released in eruptions, scattered by dust, bent by gravity, absorbed by atoms. It paints the universe with brightness, and yet light itself is silent. No matter how bright a beam or how violent a flare, Photons make no sound as they travel. They rush outward at 299,792 kilometers per second, fast enough to circle Earth more than 7 times in a single second. And still, they remain perfectly quiet. Imagine a photon leaving the core of a star. It bounces around violently inside that stellar furnace, trapped for tens of thousands of years before finally reaching the surface. Then, it breaks free into space and shoots outward, crossing unimaginable distances without ever whispering a single note of sound. It could pass right by your face without you hearing anything. And yet, when it touches your eye, it becomes sight. When it touches a leaf, it becomes life. When it touches your skin, it becomes warmth. Silence becoming sensation. Silence becoming meaning. Silence becoming presence. That is one of the quiet miracles of the universe. Now imagine another journey, a beam of light leaving Earth, a tiny signal emitted from a spacecraft decades ago. The Voyager spacecraft, launched in 1977, carries a golden record filled with the sounds of Earth, laughter, bird song, rainfall greetings in dozens of languages. Yet the spacecraft itself travels in silence. It emits weak radio pulses that drift through the vast dark like threads of soft, electric breath. These signals travel billions of kilometers without making a sound, arriving at our antennas on Earth as faint, trembling patterns. Only when we convert them into data do they become voices. Only when we interpret them do they become messages. Without us, they are simply quiet light. The idea that everything the universe communicates comes in silence might feel strange at first, but it is deeply calming, deeply grounding. In relaxing science, this is where the edges of anxiety begin to dissolve. Your mind recognizes that quiet is not empty, that silence does not mean absence, that stillness has structure. As you fall asleep to science tonight, let silence feel like a companion instead of a void. Let's explore another cosmic truth. Shadows in space are different from shadows on Earth. Because there is no air to scatter, light shadows in space are absolute, sharp, perfect. If you stood on the moon, your own shadow would look unnervingly crisp, as if drawn with ink. And in those shadows, where light does not reach, silence becomes even deeper. A kind of silence that feels like a pause in existence. Astronauts describe this sensation, often the feeling that space has no background noise, no rustling wind against their suits, no sound of dust shifting under their feet. Even when they move, The silence is unchanged, as if motion happens without consequence. This environment, this quiet vacuum, lets us witness science in ways impossible on Earth. Consider the experiment of watching a feather and a hammer fall on the moon. Without air resistance, both objects drop at the same speed. They hit the ground together with a soft, soundless thud. Not because they didn't impact the surface, but because the sound had nowhere to travel. If you imagine yourself there, floating in your suit, watching those two objects fall in perfect silence, you can feel a strange bum. A dreamy science. Calm. The kind of calm that sleepy science narration tries to recreate with words alone. Now, let's drift to the region around a black hole. Here, silence becomes an entirely different phenomenon, one shaped by gravity so strong that even light bends inward. As you approach the event horizon, sound becomes meaningless. There is no air. There is no medium. And even if there were, time itself begins to warp. Your heartbeat, your breath, your thoughts, they would all appear to slow from an outside perspective, stretching into an endless descent. The black hole itself remains silent. It does not roar or growl or rumble. Even as it consumes matter, even as it tears apart stars, it makes no sound. But around it, hot gas forms an accretion disk, a swirling, glowing ring, millions of degrees hot. This plasma crackles with energy. If there were air, it would be deafening. But because space is a vacuum, the chaos remains mute. And yet, scientists can hear black holes indirectly, not through sound waves, but through gravitational waves, ripples in space-time produced when two black holes collide. These waves travel through the universe like faint tremors, and when instruments like LIGO detect them, we convert the data into audible tones. The result, a brief rising chirp, the sound of two massive objects merging. Not a sound the universe makes, but a sound we translate. This is one of the most profound aspects of relaxing science. The universe gives us patterns, and we give those patterns voice. Now breathe again, in and out, slowly, softly. Let the idea settle that the entire cosmos is a silent dance of light, gravity, time, and motion. A dance you are part of. A dance your atoms remember. A dance your dreams will join when sleep finally takes you deeper. Think of your own inner world now. Your neurons fire without sound. Your heart beats in a closed fluid chamber. Your thoughts drift quietly across your awareness, like small comets looping in soft orbits. Inside you, silence is just as cosmic as the vacuum between stars. And in this quiet unity, this gentle merging of inner silence and outer silence, you begin to feel the night holding you with a wider stillness than before. This is how you fall asleep to science, not by forcing your mind to rest, but by letting it wander into something vast and silent until rest becomes the natural next step. The night continues. Maybe your mind travels this way too quietly, endlessly. Settle. Again, just a little more, as if gravity were smoothing your entire body down into the mattress, like a quiet hand, ensuring you don't drift away too soon. By now, the rhythm of relaxing science has taken root inside you. Sleepy science narration is no longer something you're listening to. It's something you're floating within. And dreamy science becomes the soft current carrying your awareness deeper into the silent universe. Part 5 begins with a simple truth. Silence changes shape depending on where you stand in the cosmos. Take a breath now. In and out. Let that breath stretch into the idea that silence is not just the absence of sound. On Earth, silence means no footsteps, no wind, no engines, no voices. But in space, silence means something else entirely. It means the rules have changed. It means sound has surrendered. It means vibration has nothing to cling to. And in this vast, stretching quiet across billions of kilometers, your mind can finally loosen its tight grip on the day. Tonight, we explore something beautiful, how silence moves through the universe, even when sound cannot. Imagine drifting through the Kuiper Belt, the region beyond Neptune, filled with icy remnants from the early solar system. These objects, small worlds and frozen fragments, orbit in silence. If two pieces collided, the impact would release energy, but you would hear nothing. Not because the collision wasn't dramatic, but because no air exists to carry the shock. Yet your eyes would see the ice explode into crystals, scattering in slow arcs like glitter, tossed into a black ocean. Your mind would translate the visuals into meaning. Your nervous system, trained by Earth's noisy world, might almost expect a sound. But all you would receive is quiet. This is the type of silence that relaxes the nervous system. A silence that doesn't demand anything. A silence the universe has perfected. Now drift a little farther outward. Past the Kuiper Belt lies the Oort cloud, a hypothetical sphere surrounding the solar system made of icy bodies. If it exists, as scientists believe, it contains trillions of silent worlds, each one drifting without sound, each one cold and ancient, each one whispering its presence only through the faint pull of gravity. Imagine floating inside that region. Darkness in every direction. Tiny distant suns, like faint freckles on a black canvas. No wind, no echoes, no vibration. Just the quiet certainty that even here, far from Earth, far from noise, far from everything familiar, the universe continues to hold itself together through invisible forces. This is where dreamy science becomes almost meditative. This is where sleepy science narration begins to blend with your nervous system's need for rest. Let's glide now into a different kind of silence. The silence inside interstellar dust clouds. These clouds, massive cold light years across, are made of fine particles so delicate they resemble ancient smoke drifting through space. In these clouds, new stars are born. But the birth of a star does not sound like anything. It is a quiet accretion of gas, a slow ignition, a gradual collapse that takes millions of years before nuclear fusion begins. It is one of the most powerful processes in the universe, yet in the vacuum around it, it remains entirely silent. Picture a star forming inside a cocoon of dust. Picture thousands of future solar systems swirling into shape. Picture planets beginning as grains of dust that bump together, stick, grow, and spiral. All of that motion happening quietly, happening without sound, happening in a patience so vast your mind can barely hold it. And yet, this silence doesn't feel empty. It feels full. It feels alive. It feels like a presence waiting for you to rest in it. Let's move now toward something even more mysterious. Dark matter. Invisible, undetectable by light, silent beyond silence. Yet it makes up most of the universe's structure. Galaxies spin faster than visible matter alone can explain. Something unseen holds them together. Something quiet. Something that neither emits sound nor carries it. Something that behaves like scaffolding for reality. Imagine drifting through a galaxy and sensing, not hearing, but sensing the gravitational framework surrounding you. Imagine that silence has substance. Imagine that stillness has architecture. In relaxing science, dark matter becomes a metaphor for everything in your life that supports you quietly. The breaths you don't notice, the memories that hold you steady, the gravitational pull of the people who care for you, even when you feel alone. This connection between cosmic silence and personal silence is not poetic exaggeration. It is how your brain feels safe. It is how you fall asleep to science. It is how the universe becomes a companion instead of a mystery. Now breathe again, gently, slowly. As you exhale, imagine releasing a small weight, something you carried today, some thought that lingered too long. Let it drift into the vastness around you, where silence can dissolve it. We continue our drift into the heart of the Milky Way. Here, near the center of our galaxy, stars cluster densely. They are closer to each other than anywhere near Earth. They orbit rapidly, influenced by the central black hole, Sagittarius A. Yet even here, where energy is intense, where radiation flows, where gravity twists the fabric of space, silence is the dominant element. The swirling gas, the flashing stars, the spiraling patterns, the tidal forces, they all move without a single sound. Space teaches us that silence does not mean stillness. It means motion without pressure. It means complexity without noise. It means the freedom to exist without disturbance. And now, here in your room, your mind begins to mimic that same principle. Your thoughts move, but softly. Your awareness shifts, but quietly. You don't have to stop thinking to rest. You only need to let the thoughts drift without sound. This is why sleepy science narration works. It replaces noise with scale, tension with distance, pressure with wonder. Right now, as you lie here, the universe feels larger, but your worries feel smaller. The silence between stars has become the silence inside you. Take one more breath in and out, letting your awareness float further into that quiet space where science and serenity overlap. The night continues. Maybe your mind travels this way too quietly, endlessly. Let the world around you dissolve a little more. Not disappear, not fade completely, just soften, as if the sharp edges of ordinary life were slowly melting into the background of your awareness. In this softened space, relaxing science becomes a kind of slow tidal current, moving through your thoughts with the calm inevitability of a rising moon. Sleepy science narration guides you not with urgency, but with invitation. Dreamy science flows into your mind like a small river of light. Part 6 begins with something subtle, gravity's silence. Gravity is the most constant force in your life. It holds your body to the earth. It shapes every step, every breath, every gesture. Yet you never hear it. You never feel its vibration. Gravity does not hum like electricity or rumble like engines. It is the softest, quietest force in existence. A force that shapes galaxies, moves planets, sculpts the entire cosmos, and never once raises its voice. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine drifting near a planet where gravity is gentle, where the pull on your body is soft. Your limbs feel lighter. Your breathing becomes slower. Your spine stretches subtly as the pressure on each vertebra relaxes. This sensation, this weightlessness, is one of the most restful states the human body can enter. Astronauts describe it as floating inside a dream, a sensation of being held without being confined. Now picture yourself floating in orbit around Earth. Beneath you, clouds curl and stretch like pale ink swirling in blue water. You drift through the black of space, suspended in perfect quiet, circling the planet every 90 minutes. In orbit, you are technically falling forever, missing the Earth with every moment. And yet, the fall is peaceful because gravity balances you with motion. You become part of an ancient cosmic dance. This dance is silent, perfectly silent. No sound from your movement. No sound from Earth turning below you. No sound from the sun shining upon you. Only the quiet pulse of your own breath inside your suit. This silence is not loneliness. It is presence. It is gravity holding you in its invisible embrace. Relaxing science teaches us that gravity is less like a force and more like a curvature, a bending of space-time itself. Einstein's theory of general relativity reframed the entire cosmos into something softer. Instead of objects pulling on each other, they glide along curves in the fabric of reality. Your body is following a gentle indentation in space-time created by Earth itself. You move where the universe invites you to move. Nothing about this curvature makes sound. It is a silent architecture, a silent geometry, a silent language spoken only through motion. Now drift with me to another quiet marvel. Lagrange points. These are regions in space where the gravity of two large bodies, like the Earth and the Sun, balance perfectly. A spacecraft placed there can float with almost no effort. The James Webb Space Telescope resides at one of these points, L2. It sits in a quiet gravitational cradle, shielded from Earth's heat, gazing into the ancient darkness. Imagine being there with it. The sun behind you. Earth and moon aligned in a small, distant cluster. The universe stretching outward in every direction. Here, silence doesn't feel empty. It feels infinite. Silence becomes a vast, breathing presence. This is dreamy science at its most serene. This is sleepy science narration as a soft star wind. Let's glide now into something even gentler, the silent loops of planetary orbits. Planets do not roar as they move. They do not scrape along their paths. They do not produce cosmic wind as they drift around stars. Their orbits are governed by a simple rule: falling without landing. Forever, Mercury rushes around the Sun in 88 days. Neptune drifts slowly, taking 165 years. Yet both in their difference remain silent. Silent arcs of motion that repeat endlessly. Picture the solar system like a great clock, not ticking, not chiming, not ticking, but flowing. Each planet, a bead sliding along an invisible wire. Each orbit, a curve traced in stillness. Each moment, a continuation of the last. This is the quiet mathematics of night. Now take a small breath in and out, and feel how your thoughts begin to orbit too. Slowly, gently, predictably, your breathing settles you into your own center of gravity. Your heartbeat becomes your orbit. Your mind drifts through its own silent ellipses. You are synchronized with the universe in this moment. Not metaphorically, literally. Your atoms obey the same laws. Your body follows the same curves. Your life moves through the same space-time fabric. And inside you, neurons fire silently. They communicate without sound. They build entire worlds in quiet. Your dreams are silent constellations forming behind your eyelids. Let's travel further into the universe's quiet corridors. Consider globular clusters, ancient spheres of stars tightly packed, containing hundreds of thousands of suns. The stars are close, incredibly close, compared to our neighborhood. They orbit the cluster's center like a swarm of fireflies around an invisible candle. Yet despite the density, despite the motion, despite the gravity, silence dominates. No collisions are heard, even if they occur. No fusion roars. No stellar winds sing. In these clusters, some older than the Milky Way itself, silence is wisdom. Silence is age. Silence is endurance. Now imagine drifting through one of these clusters. Stars glimmer like lanterns around you. Each one a quiet heartbeat of fusion. Each one glowing without a whisper. The light touches your suit. Your eyes widen. Your mind softens. Your breath becomes slower, longer, deeper. This is the cosmic cradle that holds you tonight. This is the silent geometry that helps you fall asleep to science. And now, as this part begins to settle toward its ending, feel how your thoughts begin to float their edges softer than before. You're halfway between wakefulness and sleep, drifting like a small comet caught gently in the gravity of a star. The night continues. Maybe your mind travels this way too quietly, endlessly. Let the night deepen, not darker, but wider, like a great dome, softly expanding above your resting body. At this stage, the sleepy science narration is no longer something separate from you. It is a tide rising quietly inside your awareness, carrying with it the steady rhythm of relaxing science and the gentle curiosity of dreamy science. Your breath slows without effort. Your thoughts space themselves apart, drifting like silent stars across a soft black sky. Part 7 opens with one of the most calming truths in astronomy. Galaxies move in complete silence. Imagine the Milky Way as a giant cosmic pinwheel, hundreds of billions of stars rotating around a hidden center. It takes about 230 million years for our solar system to complete a single orbit around the galactic core. We are passengers on a massive, silent spiral. A spiral so large you could zoom out 1,000 times and still see it curling through the void like a luminescent river. Every star inside it drifts in its own orbit. A quiet path, a soft arc, a slow, patient journey. No sound between them. No noise as they pass one another. No echo trailing behind. Just motion. Just gravity. Just silent time. Take a breath in and out. This is your first reminder tonight that silence is not empty. Silence is movement simply happening in a way you cannot hear. Silence is the universe being gentle with itself. Now, let's drift into one of the most soothing micro-stories in the cosmos, the quiet migration of stars across millions of years. Stars are not fixed in place, even though they seem that way from Earth. They wander through the galaxy at incredible speeds, some moving tens of kilometers per second, some hundreds. Yet their journeys create no sound. They slip through space the way light slips through shadow. They drift and drift and drift, shaping the neighborhoods of the galaxy in ways too slow for human eyes to notice. You right now are gliding through space along with the sun at nearly 220 kilometers per second. You don't feel it. You don't hear it. And yet, you're part of a silent, celestial river. This is dreamy science at its purest, a truth so vast that it narrows your worries into tiny, manageable grains, like sand on a cosmic beach. Let's glide farther now, toward something more delicate, the quiet pulse of variable stars. Some stars brighten and dim in rhythmic cycles. Cepheids, for example, expand and contract like enormous, glowing lungs. The entire star breathes swelling, shrinking, glowing more brightly, then softening again. These breaths can take days, weeks, or months, depending on the star's mass. If there were air between stars, these expansions would sound like thunder, rolling through a cathedral of infinity. But because space is silent, the star's breathing becomes purely visual, a soft pulse of light, a faint shimmer of existence, a cosmic heartbeat measured not in sound, but in brightness. Imagine floating near such a star, watching it brighten, like a lantern being slowly brought closer, then fade, as if gently pushed away. The rhythm is hypnotic, slow, soothing, perfect for drifting deeper into rest. Let your own breath follow that rhythm, expand, and release. You are breathing with a star. You are matching pace with a cosmic cycle. Relaxing science becomes a lullaby. Sleepy science narration becomes an anchor to calm. Now let's drift into something older, something slower. The silent rain of interstellar dust. Between the stars, tiny grains of carbon, silica, and frozen molecules drift endlessly. They move like particles inside a gentle snowfall, each grain following its own path, influenced by faint currents of light and gravity. No sound accompanies them, no whisper, no crackle, no impact. When these grains enter our solar system and fall into Earth's atmosphere, they burn up as meteors. But even then, most are too small to make noise. Silent light, silent falling, silent disappearance. Every day, thousands of tons of this ancient dust settle onto Earth. Some of it ends up on your rooftop, your skin, or the pages of the books you read. You carry pieces of exploded stars without ever hearing their arrival. Now, let's go deeper still into one of the universe's longest rhythms, the quiet stretch of cosmic time. Galaxies collide in silence. Stars are born and die in silence. Planets emerge from dust in silence. Black holes merge in silence. Nebulae stretch like slow-moving rivers for millions of years in silence. Time itself in the cosmos moves like a sleeping giant, so slowly, so gently, that the human nervous system finds peace simply by imagining it. Your thoughts, which earlier may have been sharp or busy, now begin to lengthen. They stretch into calm loops, like the arms of a spiral galaxy, expanding under their own momentum. You no longer cling to the events of today. They drift behind you like small satellites falling into a distant orbit. Now feel this next truth with your whole body. Silence in space is not a void. It is a canvas where light paints, where gravity shapes, where time sketches, where your mind can rest without pressure. This is why falling asleep to science works so deeply, because science replaces frantic noise with cosmic order. It replaces small storms of thought with quiet distances. It replaces urgency with scale. It replaces tension with perspective. Your breath slows. Your muscles soften. Your awareness floats outward and inward at the same time. You are inside the galaxy. The galaxy is inside you, and both are silent in the same fundamental way. The night continues. Maybe your mind travels this way too quietly, endlessly. Let yourself slip a little deeper, as though gravity has become a warm, gentle hand resting across your shoulders, guiding you inward toward rest. By now, the rhythm of relaxing science has woven itself into your breathing. Sleepy science narration is no longer something you're consciously listening to. It's the quiet companion drifting at the edge of your thoughts. And dreamy science, with its slow-moving cosmic imagery, becomes a soft blanket wrapping itself around your imagination. Part 8 opens with a quiet miracle. The birth of planets happens in complete silence. Close your eyes and imagine a young star surrounded by a protoplanetary disk. A vast, swirling ring of dust and gas. Particles collide, softly cling together by electrostatic attraction, gather mass and grow, minute by minute, day by day, millennium by millennium. Dust becomes pebbles. Pebbles become stones. Stones become mountains. Mountains become worlds. And through every collision, every orbit, every transformation, silence reigns. If you placed your hand into that disk, assuming you could survive the heat, you would feel the movement of particles brushing past like warm smoke. But you would hear nothing. Not even when a future planet gathers mass in enormous avalanches of debris. Not even when two large fragments slam together with the force of continents. The universe builds entire worlds as gently as a mother making a cradle from quiet pieces of wood. Take a breath now, in and out. Each inhale gathers dust. Each exhale forms a world. This is how relaxing science settles into your nervous system. Not through noise, but through creation. Now drift toward a different kind of birthplace. The icy moons of the outer solar system, where oceans hide beneath frozen shells. Picture Europa, one of Jupiter's moons. Beneath its smooth white surface lies a global ocean, more water than all the oceans on Earth combined. And that ocean exists in silence. No waves crashing, no storms raging, just slow, deep currents warmed by tidal heating, moving like the breath of a sleeping giant. Imagine standing on Europa's surface. Above you, a black sky, Jupiter looming in orange and cream swirls. Beneath you, kilometers of ice. Below that, a silent sea, perhaps filled with microscopic life. If something swims there, if something stirs in that darkness, you would never hear it. You would only feel the quiet pressure of possibility. Now glide toward Enceladus, Saturn's small icy moon. It shoots geysers of water vapor into space from cracks in its surface. Imagine floating near one of these geysers. The water erupts with no sound. It freezes instantly, forming miraculous plumes of crystalline dust. The entire display resembles a fountain sculpted from moonlight, but silent. Perfectly, beautifully silent. This is dreamy science in its purest form. Wonder without noise. Motion without tension. Beauty without demand. As you drift further through this soft, cosmic landscape, imagine Titan, Saturn's largest moon. Titan has thick atmosphere, liquid methane lakes, and orange haze. Standing there, you might hear faint sounds, small currents of wind, the quiet settling of grains on the surface, but everything is muted. Everything is slow. Titan feels like a world wrapped in a scarf of fog, its sounds muffled into near extinction. Let your breath follow that same slowed rhythm, gentle, delayed, unhurried. This is how sleepy science narration carries you deeper. Not by telling you to sleep, but by creating a world where sleep feels natural. Now look farther outward toward worlds not yet fully imagined. Exoplanets, planets, orbiting stars far beyond our solar system. Scientists have discovered thousands of them, and many lie in silent places where life may wait in shadow. Some are scorching, some are frozen, some are water-rich. Some may be covered in storms that move without sound. Imagine drifting over a super-Earth, a rocky planet twice the size of our own. The mountains are enormous. The horizons stretch endlessly. The atmosphere is thin or thick, depending on its chemistry. And the silence, shaped by its conditions, becomes its own personality. Each world has a different kind of quiet. Some quiets feel empty. Some quiets feel dense. Some quiets feel warm. Some quiets feel like waiting. And as you travel through them, in your mind, notice how your thoughts begin to behave like planets forming in a disk. Tiny fragments clustering gently, becoming whole, becoming simpler, becoming fewer. We drift now toward nebula, vast clouds of gas and dust, where stars and planetary systems take shape. The silence here is not empty. It is thick, like velvet, a silence that absorbs worry, a silence that makes time feel irrelevant. Imagine floating through the Orion Nebula. Colors swirl in impossible gradients, pink, blue, lavender, gold. Newborn stars glow like fireflies inside a dream. Gas clouds ripple as if stirred by invisible hands, yet all of it unfolds in absolute quiet. The quiet of light, the quiet of gravity, the quiet of creation. Let that vision soften your inner dialogue. Let the nebula's silence become your silence. Let the dreamy science calm settle across your chest. Now drift toward something extraordinary. The early universe, just a few 100,000 years after the Big Bang, when everything was still warm but growing calmer. This was a moment of cosmic silence, so deep it became the foundation of everything that exists. The first atoms formed in this quiet. The first light traveled freely in this quiet. The cosmic microwave background, the oldest glow in the universe, was born in this quiet. Every photon from that era has been traveling for 13.8 billion years without making a sound. Some of them will touch your skin tomorrow. Gentle, ancient, silent light. Now breathe again. In and out. Let your thoughts drift like particles in a protoplanetary disk. Let your awareness float like dust in a nebula. Let your heartbeat slow, like the orbit of a distant moon. The universe builds worlds in silence. Let it build rest in you the same way, quietly, patiently, without pressure. The night continues. Maybe your mind travels this way too quietly, endlessly. Sink again, just a little into the softness beneath you, as though the mattress were reshaping itself around your quietening breath. By now, relaxing, science has become the background rhythm of your awareness. Sleepy science narration is no longer something you're actively processing. It's the flow of thought you're floating inside. And dreamy science has become a subtle glow behind your eyelids, like a long, slow wave of light moving through darkness. Part 9 begins with one of the most comforting truths in astronomy. The darkness between stars is the softest place in the universe. People often imagine space as harsh, cold, empty. But in reality, the vast, dark regions between stars feel more like calm oceans, still steady, gently holding everything within them. In these spaces, light travels patiently. Gravity stretches quietly, and the silence becomes a soft fabric layered across billions of kilometers. Imagine drifting through interstellar space. No planets nearby, no suns blazing overhead, no meteors streaking past, just you, floating in a darkness that doesn't threaten a darkness, that simply is. This is not human darkness filled with unknown noises. This is cosmic darkness, smooth, ancient, delicate. A quiet so gentle it feels like being wrapped in warm velvet. Take a breath in and out. Let this image settle across your mind. Now drift with me to a region astronomers call the local bubble, a cavity in the interstellar medium surrounding the sun. This bubble is filled with thin, hot gas left behind by ancient supernovae. Even though those explosions were unimaginably powerful, their echoes no longer exist. No sound wave remains. Only light. Only warmth. Only memory. We live inside the ghost of starfire, but the ghost is silent. This silence is not eerie. It is ancestral. It is the kind of quiet that makes your thoughts soften, as if entering a childhood memory. Now imagine drifting toward the borders of this bubble. The density of atoms changes. The temperature shifts slightly. The color of starlight alters its tint, yet everything remains hushed. Every movement is stillness disguised as flow. This is how relaxing science teaches you to breathe more slowly, by showing you a universe where even the most dramatic forces express themselves gently. Let's move now toward a place of extraordinary peace. The space between galaxies, the intergalactic medium. If the darkness between stars is gentle, the darkness between galaxies is profound, deep, soft in an entirely different way, vast beyond comprehension. Here, distances stretch so far that your mind has to slow down in order to understand them. Not panic slow, not fear wonder, not confusion, quiet acceptance. Imagine hanging in that space, the nearest galaxy, a faint glow in the distance, like the smallest candle flame floating on an endless sea. Every direction is open. Every direction is freedom. You don't float upward or downward. Those concepts stop making sense. You float inwards and outwards, not with your body, but with your awareness. This is dreamy science at its most soothing, letting your thoughts expand without becoming overwhelming. Now breathe again, in and out. This slow rhythm mirrors the movement of cosmic shadows, the dark patches in nebulae, the soft silhouettes of dust clouds blocking starlight, the drifting shapes that appear like quiet waves in the Milky Way's arms. These shadows are not empty. They are nurseries, places where stars and planets are forming silently, slowly, patiently. Imagine entering one of these shadowed regions, the Horsehead Nebula, perhaps. You glide through pillars of gas and dust, carved by radiation from nearby stars. The shapes curl like smoke, rise like mountains, stretch like fingers of dusk. But there is no sound, not even the faintest ripple, just beauty. And as you drift deeper, the nebula thickens. Light dims. Colors fade from bright magenta to deep indigo to charcoal black. Your thoughts dim with them gently, peacefully, like eyes adjusting before sleep. This is how sleepy science narration bridges you into rest. It lowers the brightness of your awareness, one shade at a time. Let's wander next into the territory of rogue planets, worlds not tied to any star, wandering through the dark, like solitary travelers. These planets drift silently, untouched by sunlight, bathed only in faint starlight scattered across the galaxy. Their surfaces, ice, rock, ocean, or something stranger, are lit only by the internal heat of their cores. Imagine standing on one of these worlds. No sunrise, no sunset, no shadows shifting across the ground. Only darkness, so gentle it wraps around your body like warm fabric. Your breath would be the loudest thing you hear. Your heartbeat, the only rhythm. This is the quiet of isolation without loneliness. The quiet of solitude that feels like rest, not separation. The quiet your nervous system craves when sleep drifts close. And now, let your awareness glide toward something even more mysterious: cosmic filaments. These enormous web-like structures stretch across the universe, connecting galaxies in vast branching networks. They are the scaffolding of reality, silent highways of matter, bridges between the bright islands of galaxies. Imagine drifting along a thin stream of galaxies, glowing on either side like lanterns lining a dark road. The filaments curve gently, their gravity subtle but steady, their presence ancient. And you drift without sound, without pressure, without urgency. This is relaxing science as a gentle current flowing through your mind. This is dreamy science shaping your thoughts into long, soft arcs. This is sleepy science narration, drawing you deeper into rest. Take another breath. In and out. Let your thoughts loosen, like dust drifting in a nebula. Let the quiet of the cosmos become the quiet inside your chest. Let the soft edges of infinity ease your body into stillness. You are drifting in the most peaceful regions of existence, not through dreaming yet, but toward it. The night continues. Maybe your mind travels this way too quietly, endlessly. The darkness around you widens again, turning smoother, softer, almost like a warm, endless pillow where your thoughts can finally unclench. The universe becomes quieter the deeper you drift into it. And in this quiet, relaxing science begins to feel like a slow tide lifting you gently from within. Sleepy science narration wraps itself around your mind like a comforting hum. Except this hum has no sound. It is the sense of calm that comes from imagining a world where nothing presses, nothing rushes, nothing demands. Dreamy science becomes the soft glow illuminating this inner space, like a lantern hidden behind your breathing. Tonight, let's drift into the places where the universe moves in shadows rather than light. Imagine a star that has died not violently, not in a supernova, but gently slipping into the quiet state known as a white dwarf. It glows faintly the size of Earth, but with the mass of the sun compressed into its core. No sound escapes from it. No vibration carries. If you floated beside it, you would feel warmth on your suit, but the silence would be absolute. White dwarfs are the quiet embers of the cosmos, the final soft breath of a star that once blazed furiously. Now, picture something even quieter, a brown dwarf, a failed star glowing faintly with heat, but never ignited into true starlight. These objects drift like warm stones in the darkness. Not planets, not stars, something between, something gentle. Their glow is soft, almost secretive, like the warmth of a hand resting above soothing water. They murmur in infrared, but in sound. If sleep had a temperature, it would be the surface of a brown dwarf, calm, dim, steady. As you drift, imagine passing close to a starless cluster of objects called primordial black holes, tiny points of extreme density left over from the earliest moments of the universe. Most may not exist, but if they do, they would drift in perfect silence, each no larger than a grain of sand, yet heavier than a mountain. Imagine one passing by your shoulder. It makes no sound as space-time folds inward around it. If it touched you, you wouldn't hear. Your end only feel the soft distortion of the universe turning in on itself. And yet, this thought does not frighten you. It calms you, because you realize that in the cosmic scale, even dramatic events unfold in silence. Silence is the universe's native language. Your mind begins to mirror that stillness. Your thoughts slow into long arcs like comets bending through gravity. Now drift toward a giant molecular cloud, cold, massive, stretching across dozens of light years. These clouds are the birthplaces of stars, and yet they move with the softness of breath. Inside them, gas flows like slow tides. Dust spirals in gentle currents. Temperature hovers near absolute calmness. Nothing is rushed. Nothing is loud. Imagine drifting through one of these clouds, watching soft gradients of blue, violet, and charcoal shift around you. Every particle moves with purpose, but without haste. Every swirl is a cradle forming for a future star. Every silent motion whispers the same message to your mind. You can slow down too. Deeper inside the cloud, the darkness thickens, and you feel the quiet coolness settle across your thoughts. Stars forming here will not ignite for millions of years. Time stretches, expands, becomes benevolent. Your own sense of time softens with it. You are no longer counting minutes of wakefulness. You are drifting through eras measured in light years. Now glide toward something enormous, a supercluster of galaxies. Hundreds or thousands of galaxies bound together by the slow pull of gravity. They move like a school of cosmic whales gliding through the dark ocean of the universe. No galaxy makes sound as it drifts. Even when two galaxies collide, even when billions of stars pass through each other, the silence remains total. These collisions look violent in simulations, rivers of stars flung outward, tendrils of light stretching across millions of years. But in reality, they are silent ballets. Let that thought settle into you. Even cataclysm happens quietly in the universe. Even transformation does not need noise. Even huge changes can occur without chaos. Your mind receives this message the way dust receives starlight, softly accepting it without force. Today's worries feel smaller. Movements inside your body feel more fluid. Thoughts that once collided now drift past each other like slow stars. Now imagine drifting into the far reaches of the universe, where light becomes rarefied, stretched thin by the expansion of space itself. Photons, traveling since the earliest cosmic dawn, arrive here tired, weakened, softened into microwaves. These relics are the quietest messengers in existence. They have been whispering the same message for nearly 14 billion years. You are part of something old. You are part of something gentle. Breathe with that message. In and out. Let your awareness become as light as those ancient photons, as soft as cosmic background glow. You are drifting through a universe shaped not by noise, but by quiet curves, soft distances, patient rhythms. Your heartbeat becomes a faint orbit. Your thoughts become drifting comets losing speed. Your awareness spreads thinly and sweetly across an inner sky where nothing must be solved tonight. The night continues. Maybe your mind travels this way too quietly, endlessly. Silence begins to thicken around you now. Not like a wall or a weight, but like a soft mist settling over a quiet lake at dawn. Your breath floats inside it. Your thoughts drift through it with slower, gentler edges. Relaxing science has become the rhythm of your inner world, and sleepy science narration has turned into a kind of gravity, pulling you softly toward the center of calm. Dreamy science glows like a dim constellation behind your eyelids, guiding you deeper into the universe's quiet heart. Now you drift into the region where the universe begins to soften its pace. The outskirts of galaxy clusters, the gentle borders of cosmic architecture, the places where the night feels less like darkness and more like a soft blanket of infinite distance. Imagine floating near the edges of a cluster of galaxies. Here the light is faint. The galaxies are spaced farther apart. Gravity stretches thinner. In this place, even cosmic motion feels drowsy. Galaxies move, yes, but like slow breaths rising, falling, drifting. Your own breath mirrors them without trying. In and out. This rhythm begins to guide you inward into a deeper stillness. Now drift toward a phenomenon, both immense and peaceful. The cosmic web's empty regions, where gravity loosens its grip and matter thins to near nothing. In these enormous voids spanning hundreds of millions of light years, nothing rushes, nothing collides, nothing disturbs the quiet. The void isn't frightening. It feels like the universe's exhale, a release, a letting go. Imagine floating in the center of one. Around you, faint specks of galaxies outline distant walls, like the soft glow of lanterns marking the edge of a sleeping city. The silence here is so wide, so tender, that your mind begins to dissolve into it, like ink spreading in warm water. You begin to realize that the universe is not busy, we are. But here in this internal drift, the cosmos teaches you how to slow. Now let your awareness glide toward something even gentler, the quiet bloom of cosmic dawn. Billions of years ago, before the first stars ignited, the universe existed in a long, velvety darkness. No starlight, no planets, no galaxies, just hydrogen gas drifting in a tranquil ocean of time. Then, slowly, softly, the first stars began to glow. Not in explosions, not in flickers, but in a gradual brightening across the cosmic sea. Imagine standing at the edge of a vast horizon and watching the faintest glimmer rise the first sunrise of the universe. No sound accompanied it, only light. The quiet of that moment lingers in you now. It softens your thoughts. It smooths your breath. It eases the small knots inside your chest. Now drift into the realm where cosmic structures fade into the background radiation, the soft, ancient glow that fills every corner of space. This glow is the quiet remnant of the Big Bang stretched thin across time. It hums in microwaves, a faint whisper of temperature just above absolute zero. You can imagine it, like warm dust settling on your skin. Light, gentle, familiar. A reminder that you are wrapped in the same glow that has been traveling for nearly 14 billion years. Now breathe again. In and out. Let that glow become the softness behind your eyes. Let it quiet the parts of your mind that stayed too alert for too long. Now drift inward, away from the galaxies, away from the cosmic web, away from the vast structures, into the quiet interior of your own awareness. Your mind, like the universe, has its own silent architecture. Thoughts orbit memories. Emotions drift through currents of reflection. Your breath becomes the subtle gravity that keeps everything moving with gentle order. Inside this inner cosmos, silence isn't empty. It's structure, it's warmth, it's safety. The more you drift, the more you notice that your internal pace begins to match the universe's slow geometry. Thoughts space themselves apart like stars scattered through vast distances. Worries shrink into tiny specks of cosmic dust. The noise of the day melts into long, quiet shadows. You feel a subtle shift, your awareness becoming softer, wider, more fluid, as though your consciousness has begun to float the same way galaxies float in the web of existence. Now picture yourself as a small, luminous particle drifting inside a gentle current of cosmic time. You move not because of force, but because time itself carries you. You drift not because you are lost, but because the universe invites you to rest. Every inhale lifts you through starlight. Every exhale drifts you through shadow. You are not alone in this quiet. You are held by the same silence that holds galaxies together. Now imagine returning slowly toward Earth. Not quickly, not suddenly, but like a feather drifting back through layers of atmosphere and memory. You pass through the soft darkness of intergalactic space, through the milky glow of our own galaxy's arms, through the sunlit warmth of the solar system, through Earth's gentle blue shell, through the familiar air, through the comforting gravity that reaches up to welcome you home. You return to your bed the way a comet returns to its orbit, slowly, gracefully, silently. Your body feels heavier now in a soft, pleasant way. Your breath steadies. Your thoughts curl inward like quiet moons returning to their paths. You are almost ready for sleep. Not pushing it, not forcing it, just letting it form on its own, the way stars form in silence. The night continues. Maybe your mind travels this way too quietly, endlessly. The silence inside you has grown into something spacious, something warm, something shaped not by absence, but by presence. It is the kind of quiet that feels alive, the kind that breathes with you, the kind that stays even when you stop listening. Relaxing science is no longer a story. It has become a soft landscape for your thoughts. Sleepy science narration is the gentle pulse guiding you through that landscape. Dreamy science is the faint glow lighting your way into rest. Now you drift into the final curve of the night, the place where knowledge becomes stillness, where thought fades into breath, where the universe no longer stretches outward, but folds inward, like a blanket, embracing both your body and your mind. Imagine floating now at the edge of the observable universe, the cosmic horizon, a faint boundary where light can no longer reach you because it has not had enough time to arrive. Not darkness, not emptiness, just distance. Distance so immense that even thought slows down when approaching it. Here, silence is not merely the lack of sound. It is the soft hum of existence itself. A hum your ears cannot hear, your hands cannot touch, but your awareness can feel. Your breath follows it now without effort. In and out. Every inhale draws in a gentle sense of belonging. Every exhale releases another layer of tension that no longer needs to be held. Let this be the place where the universe teaches you its final lesson tonight, that stillness is not something you achieve. Stillness is something you remember. The cosmos has been still for billions of years, quiet in its expansion, gentle in its unfolding. And you, made of its atoms, carry that same quiet inside you. Now imagine slowly turning toward the familiar glow of galaxies behind you, like turning your face toward a distant lantern at the end of a long path. You drift back through the filaments of the cosmic web, those long, silent strands connecting galaxies like threads of calm light. You drift through clusters, through nebulae, through the soft dust where stars are born without a sound. Everywhere you pass, silence deepens your rest. Everywhere you move, the universe feels softer. Your thoughts become quieter than starlight. Your breath becomes slower than gravity's pull. You drift toward the Milky Way. Its spiral arms reach out like open hands. You feel yourself slipping gently between them, drawn toward the warm glow of home. Now you enter the solar system, a quiet neighborhood, drifting through space like a single leaf floating on a vast, silent river. The planets move in slow, peaceful arcs. Nothing rushes. Nothing collides. Everything drifts in harmony. You pass the orbit of Neptune, then Uranus, Saturn, with its mute, shimmering rings, Jupiter, with its swirling storms, Mars glowing softly like a lantern in dust. Then Earth appears blue, calm, breathing softly beneath its thin shell of air. You move closer, carried by the same gentle gravity that has guided your entire existence. The atmosphere surrounds you like warm mist. Clouds drift beneath your feet. The world below glows with the softness of a sleeping child, and then you return to yourself, to the room, to the bed, to the warmth beneath your body, to the quiet inside your chest. But you bring the universe with you. You bring its distances. You bring its silence. You bring its calm. Your breath has slowed into a steady rhythm, as gentle as a star's slow pulse. Your thoughts move like drifting dust, unhurried, directionless, free. Nothing presses on you anymore. Nothing demands your attention. You have already traveled through the vastest quiet in existence, and that quiet now lives inside you. Let the remaining thoughts of the day melt away like the dimming tail of a comet. Let the last bits of tension dissolve into the warm gravity of rest. Let the silence of empty space become the silence of your own mind. Breathe again, in and out. Let sleep rise slowly through you. Not like a wave crashing, but like darkness gently blooming behind the horizon. You are held. You are safe. You are drifting softly now into a night without noise, a night without edges, a night shaped like the universe itself, quiet, endless, gentle. And now, let go. Let the story soften into silence. Let silence soften into sleep. Let sleep carry you into its own quiet orbit. The night continues. Maybe your dreams travel this way too quietly, endlessly.